Angry guy here, and friend-zoned men are ending their friendships with women who didn't want them. Guys, if you're enjoying this content, please help get this channel to 100,000 subscribers on our journey to 2 million by subscribing to the channel if you already didn't, liking the video, and turning on notifications to never miss another video ever again. Now let's begin. Friend-zoned men are ending their friendships with women who didn't want them. Let's just go ahead and jump right into the first video.
Call up a guy and say you want to hook up tonight.
Oh, I got a good one.
Can we hang out whenever you get back?
Now you want to hang out?
No, I do, yeah.
No, absolutely not.
I'm gonna go with someone else.
Go.
That's the
Go?
guy that has had a crush on me since 7th grade.
That's a W Brown.
That's wild, bro. He's been in the friend zone for 7 years and rejects her over the phone.
My man.
Not ready for a relationship and they just want to be friends, or maybe they put you in the friend zone when before you were dating, walk away. I don't care how attractive they are, how successful they are, how much money they have, how much they might have shown you more intimacy, deep emotional intimacy and passion than other people. Walk away. You are not a side piece. You are a king. You are a queen. And you staying friends with this person who you want to give your heart to is just co-signing on their BS and their ability to use your emotions and manipulate you for their own personal gain. Because we all know you are such a giver and you would keep giving and helping them build up their life and their legacy while just receiving crumbs in return. Or worse yet, you boost all of their confidence and self-esteem with the love that you give them to just find them in a relationship with someone else several months later because of the work that they did with you in your friendship. That is not called being kind. That is self-abuse. Stop focusing on that one person and giving them your all and start seeing how worthy you are and how many options you actually do have.
I love what that woman did here. She called it exactly what it is. It is self-abuse. This is what men have been doing to themselves for so long. When it comes to women in Western society, we are abusing ourselves. We give everything to women. We call it kindness. We allow bad behavior to go uncorrected. Look at what happened to Jonathan. Look what happened to Mr. Majors. His entire career has now been taken away from him. His life has been ruined over what? You have women who are coming back 30 years later who, had relationships with dudes and they're ruining their lives. A lot of these guys were their friends. Look at Paula Abdul. Look at what she's done now. Look at the results of her actions. You have Nigel. You guys used to watch So You Think You Can Dance? I used to love that show. This guy is responsible for that show as well as American Idol. And guess what she did? She's destroyed his career. He's now had to leave. And it's not everyone. It's not just him. It's everyone. Everyone's getting it. They're getting ready to go after Leo. I told you. They will be going after Leonardo DiCaprio. They're going to, everybody's going to get it. And not just the celebrities, not just the Hollywood guys this time. It's everyone. I mean, it's going to be the janitor. You're going to have these women at McDonald's literally screaming, me too, me too, and saying they want to get their bag because a lot of these people don't want to work. And it doesn't matter if these cases are true or not. Basically, it's how much do you want to lose in court. I mean, these men are losing hundreds of millions of dollars over these claims. Cosby was worth something like almost $500 billion. And after years of fighting it out in court, his estate is dwindling down to very little. They are losing hundreds of millions of dollars. If you are a man who is a billionaire, you can lose most of your fortune now, just after a few years fighting it out in court. 10 years in court. 10 years in court could wipe out a billionaire's fortune. 10 years in court, even 5 years in court. That's how expensive it is to fight these things. The average man has no ability to fight these things. The average man has no recourse to fight these things. The only power you have is to walk away. And you see how these women are taking advantage of men. And a lot of dudes are like, you know what, I'm done. I'm done with these friendships. I'm done with these relationships because I have nothing to gain from this other than other than misery, other than pain, other than suffering. I have nothing to gain from this and everything to lose. She'll use me to build herself up. And then, and while I'm basically just there for, as a nothing, come on.
Often want what they can't have. And thanks to social media, as well as word of mouth, even though someone walks away from your life, doesn't really mean they're fully outside of your life. When you leave, when a woman friend zones you, and you start working and growing yourself, it kind of makes her second guess her decision to friend zone you. And you shouldn't do it for her, you should do it for yourself. But that's usually a side effect that happens. And she might change her mind. Realize that your absence really just sucks. She'd rather have you in her life. Because let's be honest, sometimes we take things for granted.
One of the most important things to note is that you don't want to be in a relationship with someone for whom you are not their first choice. You have all these guys that are, they were not her first choice. And now she's old, she's alone, time is catching up on her. And what is she trying to do? She's trying to make up for it. And she's trying to run out and get the guy that she did not want in the first place. She did not want this man. She did not want to have a relationship with this man. She did not love this man. She did not care for this man. But now that she's getting older, now that she needs to pay those bills, now that the streets are just not working like they used to for her, now she's trying to find whichever guy she can to come and clean up the mess that she's made in her own life. And it is so sad. It is so sad that guys don't wake up and see what's happening to them. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. If you were not her first choice, do not be her last choice. Because that's what these guys are for these women, okay? You have these guys who are in the friend zone for years. I mean, like, seriously, how do you spend 10 years in the friend zone and then she's like, oh, you know what? You were always the one for me. And it's like, bro, you were never the one for her. You were never the one for her. You need to wake up and realize that she was never that into you. She was never that into you, my dude. She literally was in the streets for ages. And now, like, roosters are coming home to crow. She's got to pay the bills. And, she's like, okay, well, you were one of my backup guys. Like, that's what a lot of friend zone guys are. They are backup guys. Because as soon as she realizes that she's out of time, that's what she does. She reaches into her backup zone, and she'll make it very well known. She will make it known as quickly as possible to the guys in her backup zone that she wants one of them, right? And she'll put it out there, and then the simp that was waiting all these years is like, oh my gosh, she does love me.
Been together
Kind of a long time. We met in college, but like 3 years total.
Three years, but we've known each other for 11 years.
Yeah.
So you were in the friend zone.
I was in the friend zone big time. I never thought I was going to come out of it, to be honest. But
when did it click for you that you'd be just as attracted to him?
I mean, I think the attraction's always there, but if you're like prioritizing the friendship, it's a little bit different. But I think after we graduated and then like moved to the same city. So that was a couple years ago.
But I mean, surely he was trying to get with you during that time. Why didn't you give him a shot back then?
I mean, obviously he's a very good-looking guy, but he was like one of my best friends, and you don't want to lose a friendship. And you're at school, there's different things, and I think it's different when you're older and are in the same place and like same, I don't know, you're just like a bit more mature and like value the same things.
So this simp says that, he didn't think he would get out of the friend zone, and neither did she. You see, he said that he's known her for 11 years. She said that she met him in college. In other words, she didn't even think back to the fact. She didn't even acknowledge that she knew this guy 11 years ago. 11 years ago. She didn't even acknowledge it. They knew each other as kids. And she didn't even acknowledge that. Think about how messed up that is. Okay? So they likely went to high school together or even middle school together, and she does not acknowledge him. So now that she's older, now that she's run the streets, now that she's a lot of she's racked up a high body count, right? And her value has decreased. She's in her late 20s, and this guy has now gone on to become an engineer or a doctor or a lawyer, and he has that kind of money. What is he? He's her plan B guy. And I told you about the plan B guys. I told you that if plan B guys, she doesn't love you. She loves Tyrone, she loves Chad. You can see it. This is the perfect example. But she will never love you, and she's just going to use you to build up her life. And then once she's done building up her life off you, she's going to throw you away. And she'll use a bunch of different reasons for why it happened. Because like I said, a woman is always planning her divorce before she plans her wedding. And y'all could see it with this one. Y'all could see it right there. I told y'all how these people are, and you could see exactly what it is. What do you think about this, guys? If you're enjoying this content, please help get this channel to 100,000 subscribers by subscribing to the channel if you already haven't, liking the video, and turning on notifications to never miss another video ever again from me. I want to know your thoughts regarding all of this, guys. Friendzone men are ending friendships with the women who didn't want them. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comments, and we'll talk about it there. Like the video if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you like the video, share the video. And just remember that all roads lead to MWA, men walking away. And cheers.